cpctc. That's those initials there at the top. Okay, so let me tell you what all that means. It stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Basically what that means.
How do you expect me to fit all these big words?
So, number one up here, if you'll look at the triangles that are given, you see how there's a one thing there and a one thing there on those two sides. And then there's two lines on these two sides on the right. And then there's three lines on the sides on the bottom. It's telling you that each of those sides are congruent to each other. Also, if you look at the angles, like there's a little angle there and a little one there. There's two up there at A and there's two over there at E. There's three over here at C and there's three over here at D. Okay? So what that means is if I want to write, this is called writing a congruence statement. You can't just say triangle ABC is congruent to DEF. You can't just put it in any order that you want to put it in. You have to correspond each one with each one. So, like, if this is A and it comes first here, whichever one corresponds to A is going to come first here. And whichever one corresponds to B will go second. And whichever one corresponds to C will go third. Okay? So, tell me, A, which one does A correspond to? And I know that because there's two little lines or triangle things on each one. Two little curves at the angle. So E has to go first. Okay? Next it says B, because it says ABC. So which one does B correspond to? So here's B. Which one on that other triangle does B go with? F. And then C obviously goes with D, so it's triangle EFD. So just be careful. Don't just put it in whatever order you want to put it in. Make sure that each little part matches up with each little part. Okay? So let's look at the next one. So I can tell that L and S correspond to each other because they both have the right angle. Okay? Look at N. N has two little curves on it. Does N correspond with P? Or does N correspond with T? T. Be careful, okay? It looks like maybe that N would go with P, but you have to look at how it's marked, okay? So here's what we know. We know that L goes with S, so we're going to put S first. We know that M goes with the one that has the one curve, which is P. And then we know that N has two little curves there, so N must go with T. So SPT. Different, because you see, it doesn't have the little marks on the angles, so it's a little bit harder to think about. But what I do whenever I'm trying to figure it out is I start with one of the sides. Okay, I see that A and B is on the side with the one little line. Okay, and over here D and E is on that side with the one little line. Okay. Well, A is going to correspond to the one that is, see, here's A. A is between, let me see if I can show you. See, A is between the 1 and the 2. So if I go over here, here's the 1 and here's the 2, so which one goes with A? E. Does that make sense? So instead of like looking at the curves, you might have to look at the lines and figure out how that goes with. So I know that E goes first because that goes with the A. Okay, so let's look at another side so we can figure out B. Alright, so here's the BC side. Okay. And if I look at it, here's the B. It's going from 1 to 3. It's around the side that has the 1 and the 3. So which one over here is between the 1 and the 3? There's the 1 and the 3. So it's got to be D. Okay? That means D comes next. And then that means F has got to be last. So if you can get the first two, the last one is obvious. Now, after you did all that, that tells you the answer to all of this stuff right here. Because I don't have to look back at the picture. I can just tell A goes with whatever A was when I made the triangle. So what's A go with? E. So angle E corresponds with angle A. So angle C is going to correspond with whichever one I said it went to when I made the triangle, F. Okay? AB is going to go with whatever I said when I made the triangle, so it's ED. And then AC, first and last, would go with EF. So although it's a little bit confusing, if you'll write the statement first, if you'll write the statement first, it'll tell you exactly which one goes with which one. Okay? All right, let's look at the last one. This one doesn't have a triangle written there. Okay? Well, you don't need a triangle to answer these questions because tan and big go together. So the T goes with what? B. The A goes with what? I. N goes with G. So I already know that, so I don't have to see the triangle to do it. Okay? So A is in the middle, so it will go with I. A-N, I-G, and then N-A-T, G-I-B, Nate.